Well, hello and welcome to Three's Fitness, where intensity is chaos without direction. My name is Terry Evans, and let me guide you. I want to show you a wonderful little workout for your core. This is for your abs and back, and this consists of two different sections. This is also quite a different time sequence than what I've normally produced. So, this is 20 seconds all the way through. So on your tabata timer, that is 20 seconds, no rest in between, because you do get a rest after you've gone through it twice. So let me explain what I mean. So far what I'm going to show you, we've got bent over rows, using both hands this time, rhomboid rolls, and then kettlebell swings. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through that twice. And then the second time you go through it, you're going to be getting a rest of 20 seconds before you start the next set or next round. So again, you're going to be going through that twice before you get your rest. So it's bent over rows, rhomboid rolls, kettlebell swings. Then you start again, bent over rows, rhomboid rolls, kettlebell swings, and then a rest. That is the first section. Second section is the exact same time sequence. So it's 20 seconds all the way through, no rest in between, because you get your rest again after you're done with that second round, second set. So you've got wide cable rows, mason twists, and pullover sit-ups. And again, go through that twice, and then you get your 20-second rest. So as you can tell right here, we have got the first section, we are standing, and the second section, we're on the floor. So that's why it's cut in two. So again, that's 20 seconds all the way through. No rest, because you get your rest after your second set and before you go on to your next round. So that separates your rounds. So let me show you what this is going to look like. So we have got bent over rows first. So on your bent over rows, you're going to make sure that you keep that nice back straight. Nice wide stance, elbows on your knees, hips nice and low. If your hips go up higher, you're going to end up hurting your back. You don't want to do that. And your back will let you know if you're doing that. So keep those hips nice and low. Now, just like I've shown you in many of these before, this is a sneaky way for those legs to get some work because they're stuck in that position for a little bit of time. So we've got bent over rows first. So I've got both hands, two weights, and you're just pulling your elbows back, straight back. So you're in your bent over row position, hips nice and low, straight back, just pulling your elbows back. When you pull them back, you're pulling your shoulder blades together in the back as if you had a grape in between your shoulder blades. Try to squeeze that grape. So squeeze it and then back down. Squeeze and back down. So those are your bent over rows. Next is rhomboid rolls. Now rhomboid rolls, you can use one or two weights, either way. Both ways, all you're doing is rolling those shoulders. You're back down in the bent over row position. So bent over row position, elbows on your knees, hips nice and low, and all you're doing is rolling those shoulders. Doesn't look like much, does it? Just rolling the shoulders. But that little spot right there in between your shoulder blades at the top, where all those knots like to show up, that's where it's working. It's a target for those particular muscles right there. Works them really good. And it's a different kind of a burn that you get. So you've got bent over rows, rhomboid rolls, rolling those shoulders. Then you've got your kettlebell swings. So on your swings, first of all, make sure you keep your back straight, of course, and make sure that you're not bending over to hike it up. So you're not bending over, not squatting down. All you're doing is letting it kind of bounce in between. That's it, just bounce. Because you're using your hips to thrust this kettlebell up. You're not using your arms. I see a lot of people using their arms. No. Your arms are just pendulums holding that weight. little loose noodles. That's it. So you're using your hips to thrust that weight up. So, as you can see, I'm just letting it bounce in between, and I'm using my hips to throw it up. My arms are just holding it, but I'm not using them, so that's a kettlebell swing. From the side, again, making sure that that back is nice and straight. And that's all it is. So, again, don't bend over too far on those. Your back isn't going to like that. So it is 20 seconds of bent over rows, pulling those elbows straight back. 20 seconds of rhomboid rolls. Roll those shoulders. Grab your kettlebell. 20 seconds of kettlebell swings. And you're going to go through that one more time before you get your rest. Now we're doing that for 5 times. So it's quite a lot of movement before you get a rest. So utilize it. So that's the first section. Second section is on the floor. So on the floor we go. All right. Now, the first one is wide cable rows. So affix your cape or your band around your dumbbell. Anchor your feet with your dumbbell. And again, pull those elbows back. Keep that chest puffed up. Again, squeeze in the back as if you have a grape. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Then it's Mason twists. So you're going to grab one of your weights. And if you can, put your heels up. If you cannot, just plant them. It's okay. But we're going side to side. So heels down or heels up, side to side. And then pull over sit-ups. Now for your pull over sit-ups, make sure that you have your feet in a butterfly position because you want to take your hip flexor out of the equation. A lot of people end up having a lot of hip flexor problems from doing sit-ups, and that's why. Because they're doing them like this or with their legs straight, and then your hip flexor is being activated. You don't need to activate your hip flexor to work your abs. So, butterfly position. Grab your weight all the way back, and as you do these, make sure that you remember you are throwing that weight over your head. If you have it in your mind that you are doing a sit-up with weight, sometimes your brain will trick you into thinking you can't do it. So, don't think of it as a sit-up with weight. Think of it as you're taking this weight and you're throwing it over your head. The momentum of the weight will help you come up. You will be surprised at how much weight you can actually do this with. It is actually very easy with the weight. It is a lot harder without the weight. Let me show you. So, with the weight, all the way down, throw that weight over your head. Without the weight, you can still do it, of course, but it's almost a little bit harder. You have to work a little bit harder, but you can build them with the weight. So, the second section is 20 seconds of those wide cable rows, straight back, puffed up chest, grab your weight into the Mason twists, and then pull over sit-ups. Butterfly position, and throw that weight over your head. Go through that twice before you get your 20-second break. Again, that's for 5 rounds. That's just one set going through it twice. Gotta do that 5 times. So this is a wonderful little workout for your core. It's a good combination of back and abs. Obviously, it starts up on your feet and then on the floor. So that is a good combination, and like I said, that timing is a little bit different, but it makes it fun and interesting because you gotta have fun. especially when you're building some abs and these wonderful lats. So go have some fun.